My name is André Gaumond. I'm the president and CEO of Virginia Mines.
Okay, we have Virginia there, okay.
Forward-looking statements, very rapidly. Virginia at a glance, outstanding financial and capital structure. We have 31 million shares outstanding, 46, I think, million in the bank, absolutely no debt. We receive monthly payment from the Eleonore deposit. These are advance royalty payment. The mine will be into production in 2014, and then we will receive full payment. One of the most successful explorers in Canada. We have discovered 6 deposits in the past 15 years, proven track record of creation of value. Goldcorp is saying that Eleonore, the Eleonore region is one of the most promising new gold districts in North America. We are the largest landowner there. We discovered an extensive new base metal camp called the Coulomb camp, which is actually the largest undeveloped resources of copper, zinc, and silver in Quebec. We are entirely focused in Quebec, which is recognized as one of the best jurisdictions in the world. And we're focusing mainly on gold. But we found base metal by exploring what we thought at the beginning were gold belts. The 6 discoveries, Eleonore, more than 8 million ounces, a world-class deposit, keeps growing. Coulomb, more than 14 million tons, as I said, copper, zinc, and silver. We have discovered 3 satellite deposits, La Grande South, Post-Lum 1, and Corvette. We hope that one day when infrastructure will be in the area, these gold resources will be mined. And Gaillot and nickel resources that we are actually developing with Quadri Phoenix. Our exploration strategy is defined in 5 points. 1, we focus by focusing entirely in Quebec, in fact, entirely in northern Quebec. We have developed an expertise which is now recognized all across North America. We encourage partnerships. We have more than a dozen partners spending millions on our project on a yearly basis. Around 25 active projects. And we assure a long-term presence on the territory by having a strong financial situation, absolutely no debt. I told you 45 million we have in the bank, and community engagement, which gives access to the territory. Well, you are sophisticated investors, so you know the advantages of Quebec, pro-mining environment, I should say, and the lowest cost of electricity in North America, which makes a big difference. An incentive program, every time we spend $1 in Quebec, the Quebec government reimburses us 45 cents, unique in the world. Very rich territory, one of the richest on the planet. More than 100 million ounces of gold have been found, and a lot of base metal, as you can see. Very, very rich. We won 13 awards in the past 15 years, recognized as one of the best exploration teams in Canada. We're very, very proud of that, the largest exploration team in Quebec. Our budget this year is $21 million, and $9.5 million of that $21 million budget is coming from our partners. And you can see the list of these partners spending millions on our projects on a yearly basis. This is my favorite slides. When we arrived in James Bay 15 years ago, there was practically nothing. We found Eleonore, more than 8 million ounces. We found Coulomb, largest undeveloped copper, zinc, silver resources in Quebec. We found Gaillot, a nickel, platinum, palladium belt. We found 3 small gold deposits. There's also 2 iron deposits. In fact, one of them, we used to own it. We sold it, and we kept a nice royalty. We also used to own a uranium deposit, which we sold. We kept a royalty. There's 2 uranium deposits. There's 2 iron deposits that has more than 1 billion tons. Gold, I think, is a total of 11 million ounces that have been found in the past 15 years. Diamond, we're going to have the first diamond mine in 2016. There's copper, molybdenum. What I'm telling you is there was practically nothing there. And now, you have all the same ingredients that you had in the main mining camps in the southern part of Quebec and Ontario. This is the birth of a brand new mining camp. And Virginia is the largest landowner there. And you can see the roads, airports, power dams. Jean Charest, Prime Minister of Quebec, is here tonight presenting about his Plan Nord. He's going to spend the entire day tomorrow here. He's traveling all around the world to sell his Plan Nord. What he wants is just to accelerate the development of natural resources in Quebec. So we have the best ambassador, the Prime Minister of Quebec, traveling all around the world and inviting investors and mining companies to come and help us to develop natural resources in the best jurisdiction in the world. Eleonore, we sold it to Gold Corp. That was our best, of course, success story. This is a picture of probably in August. They are spending $420 million this year, $1.4 billion they are investing. The exploration shaft is practically completed. We kept an outstanding royalty on the deposit. That's why I'm just giving you some tips about Eleonore. They're planning to produce more than 600,000 ounces over 20 years. So if you do the math, this is a slides from Goldcorp. They're talking about 12 million ounces. So the official resource is around 8, but you know, they say that they will produce for more than 20 years. From the bottom of the exploration shaft, we're going to drill for the first time the bottom of the deposit, which is entirely open at depth. They split the deposit in 3 parts, Mine 1, Mine 2, and Mine 3. Mine 3 has never been drilled, but from the bottom of the exploration shaft, they will drill it for the first time in 2012. And my point is every time Goldcorp will announce a new resource inventory on Eleonore, we will benefit from the royalty we have. As you can see, they say that there's a potential only on Mine 2 to add another 2 to 5 million ounces, and look at the grade. Really, it's a world-class deposit, and it's wide open. We have a royalty that starts at 2.2% NSRs that will grow over years up to 3.5% NSR. A lot of people are saying that this is the best gold royalty available in the world. And we receive in the meantime advance royalty payment of around 100,000 ounces per month. I have no time to describe our priorities for 2012, but let's say that I told you we're spending $21 million. This winter, we are drilling more than 30,000 meters of drilling on 6 different properties. We have gold projects, we have base metal projects, and Wabamiskanatako is probably one of my favorite ones. Let's talk a little bit about Coulon, the base metal play. By exploring a belt that we thought was a gold belt, we found a cluster of lenses, the largest undeveloped resources in Quebec. Every year so far, we have found more than one. In fact, we have an average of 1.5 lenses we discovered per year. The intersection that you're just seeing here is a new lens that we found in 2011, 44 meters of massive sulfides. So we keep expanding the resource there. We would like eventually to reach 20 million tons. Our business model is to be project generator and royalty holder. We have no intention to become a producer, so at one point, we want to sell the resources, rewards the shareholders, keep a royalty. That's what we did with Eleonore and Goldcorp. That's what we want to do with Coulon. 31 million shares outstanding, I said, 45 million in a bank, no debt. The royalty is spectacular, and that will continue to grow over time. And keep in mind, mine will be start production 2014. We have gold resources of more than 500,000 ounces and leverage on base metal, obviously. We have around 12 royalties that we kept. 4 of them are associated with resources. The best one is Eleonore, obviously. But we also have a royalty on the 1.3 billion ton iron deposit nearby the ocean. Century Iron Ore is developing the project with the Chinese. Apple uranium deposit, we have a 2% royalty. And Tantal-Erlensen, a 1% on a 400 million ton rare earths deposit. Very limited downside risk. We have around $1.50 in cash per share, and there's 2 mining analysts evaluating the royalty of Eleonore at more than $7 per share. Tremendous upside potential, of course. That doesn't include Coulon, the other projects. We just received a recent study from Laurentian Bank, a target price of $17, National Bank $12.70. Follow up, you can see the mining analysts and money writers following us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Andre. The question I get the most from our readers is, you know, they remember the Virginia story. The thing that people remember the most is that you sold Eleonore for $750 million without even a 43-101 resource on it, because the results were so consistent. So everybody's looking for the next Eleonore, and that's, we don't want to say that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but I mean, it kind of is. But You know, it's hard to beat that. But at least to do something, you know, half as good would be a once-in-a-life opportunity for most geologists. You know, what's next? Which of these projects do you have the highest hopes for seeing come together? And is this the year, or should we just be patient with the royalty and just, you know, wait? And, you know, how long will it take? I mean, you can't make Mother Nature produce. All these questions I get. And people understand, but on the other hand, they understand, but they don't.
I understand. I cannot circle a date on a calendar, and of course, as you said, it's Mother Nature that decides at the end of the day. So, you know, if I would promise you discovery, whatever this year, you know, I would be completely dishonest. You have to be there consistently, year after year, and create value by finding resources. That's what we've been doing for 15 years. We discovered 6 deposits. This is still, I mean, name me another company at the PDAC that has that track record. Now, it's going to be easier in the future, in a sense that the fact that Goldcorp is developing a world-class deposit, you're going to have for the first time a mining infrastructure in James Bay, which means that any satellite deposit that makes sense in the area will make sense for Goldcorp. So it's going to be easier on that aspect. I don't need a world-class deposit to have a resource that could be bought out by somebody else. Now, having said that, Coulomb is 14 million tons. There's more than $3 billion worth of metals at Coulomb. This is the most advanced project. You may say, André, it's copper zinc, it's not that sexy. Yeah, it's not as sexy as gold, but you know, we hear a lot of good things about zinc. In 2015, 2016, 2017, you might see zinc at $2 per pound. In the meantime, we are increasing the resource. Eventually, we think that we will be able to crystallize a value on Coulomb. And in the meantime, we are exploring the projects. If you would have asked me in 2004, which project, André, would you prefer? On January 1st, 2004, I would have not mentioned Eleonore. You don't know. Each one of the projects that I showed you would be a key project for junior explorer. Each one of these, the 6 or 7 that I mentioned to you, there's 4 of them that have already resources, and we are just drilling them at depth. So we hope to increase the resources. Wabamisk and Atako is probably one of my favorite ones. Last year, I doubled my land position. I bought all the competitors around me, each one of them. In fact, I finalized a deal last week, to complete my picture. Now I have 60 kilometers of strike land by 20.
Sorry, which project is that?
It's called, it's Wabamisk. It's an Indian name. Oh. It's called Wabamisk. So, you know, it has all the ingredients that Eleonore has. And by the way, we staked that project on a conceptual basis, just on geology. We went there, and we found the Isabelle zone. Isabelle zone gave us, in drilling, 46 grams over 4 meters. Now, it is too small. It's a false alert, economically speaking. It's a success story, technically speaking. But we were right to get that land position, and now we have doubled our land position, so we are doing a lot of geophysical surveys this winter to prepare the summer campaign. But again, I don't know which one will be the next.
Marin has a question.
Why has Franco-Nevada or Silverito not come to you to pay an extra $1 for all your exploration shares?
I don't know how to answer that question, except that everybody knocked at the door. Everybody knocked at the door.
Because you think for the royalty, it's a screaming deal.
A lot of people are saying that we might be a takeover situation only on the royalty point of view. You know, the value of the royalty will increase over time. They have drilled it down to 1.4 kilometers. There's mines in Quebec mining at 3 kilometers below surface. So imagine if you double this thing, and you saw only within mine 1 and mine 2, which is already between surface and 1.4 kilometers, they say that there's a potential to add another 3 to 8 million ounces. That doesn't include below 1.4 kilometers. It's a world-class deposit. They told me that they have explored less than 5% of the property. They have a 525 square kilometers. I'm crossing my fingers and I'm touching wood, but just with Eleonore, we will create value over time without zero cost to us.
But you think they would come and just take you now rather than?
Maybe they're waiting for the mine to be into production. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you should not ask me that question. You should ask them that question. But it is, as I said, considered by many as the best gold royalty in the world. So, and the fact that it starts at 2.2 and it will increase over time, that's very sexy for a royalty company, because of course they will, on top of having a growth on the property and a stake on every resource that could be found from that project, they have the royalty will grow over time, so they will see growth in the cash flows.
So the bottom line answer is, with the royalty and the cash, you get anything else the company has to offer for free. So be patient. What's wrong with free?
Exactement. Exactement.
Okay, all right, we should probably move along or Chris. Thank you, Andre.